Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 724 of our trek, and it is time for our Mindshift Monday series. Wisdom Trek's primary focus is to assist you in creating your living legacy. Creating your living legacy can only be accomplished by gaining wisdom in many areas of life. You can only gain wisdom by changing what you allow to go into your mind, which is the result of changing the way you think. In other words, to create a living legacy, you must choose to be in a continual mode of mind shift. It's easy to get stuck in the mindset that your current circumstances cannot be changed. This is just not true, but you must understand this fundamental principle. In order to change your life, you must change how you think and what you think about. Our Mindshift Monday podcast and journal will provide you with practical ways to make a mind shift to a rich and satisfying life. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Last week was a busy work week and a bit difficult one to balance between our focus on our needs of the family, helping with our kids and grandkids, and the many work-related tasks. Each morning I start out with great expectations on how the day will go, which is good, but the day does not always go as planned. We need to have a mind shift throughout the day to adjust and adapt to this very fluid schedule. The expectations that you have of yourself will greatly influence your overall performance and success. Since these expectations are so important, make sure that your expectations are great expectations. As we think about expectations, let me start with a little story that will help us to illustrate this. An elderly man and a young boy were fishing near each other by a lake. The older man noticed that the boy was having considerable success with his fishing, but observed a very unusual habit. Each time a boy caught a fish, he would hold it up to his hand and measure it. If the fish were larger than his hand, he would throw it back into the water, and he kept only the smaller fish. Finally, the older man's curiosity motivated him to slip over to the younger boy and ask, "Son, why do you keep the small fish and throw the larger ones back into the lake?" The boy replied, "I can't keep the big ones. I only have a 10-inch frying pan." This brings to mind for me that a lot of people are shortchanging themselves because they are limited to their 10-inch frying pan. They think no bigger, see no bigger, and expect no bigger. Instead of expanding their horizons by enlarging their expectations, they reduce their potential by shrinking their hopes. Too many people fail to realize that their expectations measures the height of their future possibilities. It is impossible to achieve success without expecting it and then acting on those expectations. Think of your expectations as seeds that you plant for future harvest. And this reminds me of a verse from the Bible in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6. Remember this, a farmer who plants only a few seeds will get a small crop, but one who plants generously will get a generous crop. Many people are not harvesting abundantly in their lives because they have set their expectations so low. They have only planted a few seeds, so there's no possibility of a generous crop. Your expectations may have waned over time as life's tracks wears you down. Once you had dreams, but now you have doubts. Once your future looked bright with expectations, but now they look bleak with your version of reality. Sunny days ahead have been clouded by bitter days behind. If this has happened to you, you need to make a mind shift in your expectations by adopting the following 3 principles. First, the future is influenced by your expectations, not your past experiences. Most people's lives are often influenced by some dramatic experience of the past. Tragically, they have never gained any new ground because they are prisoners, shackled by their past problems. You will know their mindset by their frequently used phrases such as, "I tried that at once and it failed, so I'm not trying it again." "You can't teach old dogs new tricks. It's always been done that way." Or one phrase that really gets to me is, "I can't win for losing." These individuals have made the terrible mistake of believing that circumstances never change and experience is their best teacher. The problem with that is that experience gives the test first and the lesson afterwards. If we limit ourselves to past experiences, it is to cheat ourselves from developing potential and increasing our possibilities for success. The famous author Mark Twain once said, "If a cat sits on a hot stove, he will never sit on a hot stove again. Of course, it will never sit on a cold one either." You need to forget your past failures and begin to enlarge your expectations for tomorrow. The second is, your life must be influenced by your expectations, not the examples of others. We all have people that we admire. At times it is tempting to imitate them. It is important to admire only those who have the principles that we would like to emulate. The danger, though, with patterning our lives after others is that too often we forget that they are human, and they may eventually disappoint us. Their feet are made of clay, and they are susceptible to failures just like we are. Their downfalls could possibly become our own. Their stumbling on the obstacles may affect our trek of life and may limit your ascent to the summit of the mountain. And the third is, your life must be influenced by your expectations, not your fleeting excitement and emotions. The emotion and moods of people will vary greatly. There are times when your emotions, whether they are joyful or depressed, that you will make decisions that are not in your best interest. Decisions must be made on factual evidence and sound reasoning, not on the roller coaster of your emotions. Your emotions are created by too many unstable factors in your life. The world seems to be run by people who make decisions based purely on emotions. No other area of your life will reveal your discipline more than your ability to conquer your emotions and to rely on the truth-based fact of your expectations. You need to take some time to analyze your expectations and realize that they must not be based on what or who you are today, but on what you hope to become someday. Your expectations must be energized because that is the key that will unlock the door to untold miracles. As we are taught in James chapter 4, verse 2, you want what you don't have. You scheme and kill to get it. You are jealous of what others have, but you can't get it. So you fight and wage war to take it away from them. Yet you don't have what you want because you don't ask God for it. Most of the time you don't ask God because you never expect Him to fulfill it. We should not selfishly act, but your asking will increase your confidence to the degree that your expectations will increase. A change in mind shift just may be in order. Next week we will continue on our trek on Mindshift Monday, but on tomorrow's trek we will explore another wisdom quote. This 3-minute wisdom supplement will assist you on becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise each day. Thank you for joining me for this trek that we call life. Encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the daily journal, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.